In a world full of drama, dragons galore, and dungeons run by adventurers every day, can you do an adventuring roleplay like D&D inside the world of Final Fantasy XIV? The answer is yes. Yes, why the fuck not? Hi, hello, my name's ITSU. You've probably seen me on Twitter or Bluesky because I never shut the fuck up. But before I start, nobody, absolutely nobody asked me to talk about D&D-style RP, the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. But hey, you're here, clearly you're watching, so you're stuck with me for the next little bit. This is one of the few videos I'll be putting up on this channel talking about D&D-style RP and Final Fantasy XIV. And if I'm not done yapping, maybe you'll actually see videos of me talking about the RP campaign I've been in like forever, basically. Or probably something on like me being a DM. I don't know. That's probably what's gonna happen here. So I won't go into the nitty-gritty details because honestly, I just came home from work and I don't really have the time to record a full video. So think of this as like a placeholder for when I can actually sit down and talk about how we integrate our battle system into adventure-style roleplay in Final Fantasy XIV. So, can you do D&D-style RP in Final Fantasy XIV? The answer is yes. But what is D&D? Well, I'm glad nobody asked. Dungeons & Dragons is a fantasy tabletop role-playing game from the 1970s that, honestly, is probably in its hot girl era right now. Published by the Wizards of the Coast, this game is usually run by a dungeon master who acts as a storyteller and referee within the world of Faerun, and characters played by the DM and, of course, the players, like you guys. Think of it like collaborative storytelling that you just kind of end up getting caught in, and suddenly you're stuck with a character that you have an emotional attachment to. Now, like, your personality has become half that character, and it's this really long rabbit hole, to be honest. That said, what if we didn't use Faerun as its setting? Right? Like, what if we weren't using a top-down grid sheet or those really cool 3D maps that people make on their tables? D&D is itself a game that requires, like, very little things. Like, you need an imagination, you need the bare minimum communication skills, and a calculator. So, like, couldn't we just, take the game and play it somewhere else? Well, you can do just that. To have a D&D style roleplay in Eorzea, you need an imagination, a calculator, bare minimum communication skills, friends or a roleplay group, a Final Fantasy XIV subscription, Google Sheets or Excel, someone who's willing to be the forever DM, and the Tantalus Battle System. So, like, what's the Tantalus Battle System? I'm gonna refer to the writer Yumi's reference document where she writes, "The Tantalus Battle System, TBS, is a role-based combat system designed for use with role-playing communities on Final Fantasy XIV. It utilizes basic concepts from tabletop role-playing games such as the world-renowned Dungeons & Dragons. The purpose of the Tantalus Battle System is to provide role players and possibly any dungeon master type role players with a system meant to balance characters of all paths and provide a way to visualize the strength levels of characters, foes, while still being friendly to players of all stripes." The TBS mainly covers aspects of battles such as experience levels, actions, health mana points, overdrives, and limit breaks. These values are put into something called a character sheet for easy reference. If you play D&D, you know exactly what that is. If you've never played one, it's basically like a sheet that you have on the side that you can quickly reference for like what my HP is or like what's my defense, like stuff like that. If you plan to use the TBS for your adventure RP battles, having someone on your team who knows basic formulas for Excel or Google Sheets makes everything a billion times easier for everyone, especially those that are not really fond of using too much math in their sessions, because though Excel and Google Sheets will honestly just auto-calculate things for you once the formulas are in. But what about your lore, characters, canon experiences, and personalities, you may ask? Well, we've got a section of the character sheet for that also. When I started co-DMing with Yumi a year later, I added the character profile section of the character sheet. This profile covers things like your character's name, background, likes, dislikes, and also attributes things like hard and soft skills to actual buffs that can be used while doing world roleplay. With both Yumi's battle system and my character profile chart, when merged together, you get a nice little reference that you can have on hand for D&D-style RP in the world of Final Fantasy XIV. You use this sheet while you're talking with your DM, who is most likely going to be interpreting D&D-styled mechanics for your roleplay group. The best part is you really just need a locale, some good buddies, and an imagination. Are you going to be an adventurer tackling Tamtara Deepcroft? Maybe you want to try fighting Shinryu as a group. Whatever it is, with these TVS character sheets, the lore is as compliant as your DM allows and your group is cool with. Work together to find out what setting you guys want. Use the world as your backdrop for imaginary locations that don't exist. Like literally, this can be as homebrew as you want and as lore compliant as you want. Like do what feels right for you and your group. Anyways, I'm gonna get into the ins and outs of the TBS at a later date because like I do not have the time to be doing this. So for now, hit that subscribe for updates and comment on what you're excited to roleplay with using this system. You can also @ me on Bluesky, Twitter if you've got any questions. And I talk a lot about RP stuff on Bluesky under the hashtag ITSU. Take care of yourself, guys. Take care of each other. And remember to always roleplay responsibly.